Happy Sunday, everyone. It's Dana Stewart Coates and Killer Queen Vintage. My Sunday jewelry haul. Usually I've been coming to you on Sundays with a sale. And this Sunday I am just overwhelmed and too busy invoicing and packing things from even last week still. So rather than come to you with another sale, that's just going to add more to the pile because it's just me. I don't have anybody else to help pack, and I'm not quite ready for an assistant yet, but I'm definitely getting there. So without further ado, let me show you what's come in just since Friday. Now there are a couple pieces that I have had, and I will be showing them on Friday, and that's why they're out. First of all was, of course, the magnificent Festoon. Now there are matching moon glow, or moonstone, not moon glow, earrings. I'm just going to grab from the back and work my way up. These are the most delicious shade of salmon. It looks like a salmon mousse. And of course, the gulls would start right now. If you've been to my channel before, you know I live on the coast of England and gulls are a thing 24/7. I'll give you a quick measurement on these. These often get mistaken for Czechoslovakian, and they're not, they're Chinese. And these are likely just after the turn of the century. These are perfect length, 17 inches. Now, these are, they call it striped glass, tiger glass. I say it's tortoiseshell. And I do believe that that's the most accepted name for these. They're on roll gold, and they're likely Czechoslovakian. They're hand set onto roll gold links. Edwardian, Art Deco-ish. The Edwardian time period was so brief. These are 16. Now the thing with, I've said before, if you've watched me before, I collect roll gold necklaces, and if you needed this longer than 16, then we would just add links at the back. I mean, I can see maybe a couple tiny little nibbles, but for their age, they're incredible. Last week, I had a uranium belt buckle made into a necklace. Well, this week I have another one. It's just slightly different and still just as fantastic. It's definitely Art Deco. I'll try to get some glow on it. But trust, when it's dark, it's bright. And that goes for incandescent light as well. You don't always, you know, you're going to walk around with a UV light like, ooh, look at my necklace. But it's your little secret. There's some cool silver bracelets that come in. This little froggy, I think he's artisan and definitely vintage. I'll give you a weight on Friday, but this is solid. It's a very substantial piece. There's nothing flimsy about it. You can see in the thickness of the frog himself. Is it a frog or a toad? Because toads have toes. But it could be webbed and could be a frog. You decide. This is actually a modern bracelet by a designer called Lucy Quartermain. Now the back of that is hollowed out. And you should see the price of them new. It's a bit crazy. But I hope I'll offer it more reasonable at resale. And it is meant to be a crown. We love crowns here at Killer Queen Vintage. These are end of day beads. And you don't often see them in yellow. This necklace is guaranteed Art Deco and Bohemian glass. And I swear I just had my tape here. If you know me, I constantly lose my tape measure. This is brilliant. Here it is. Right in front of me. This one is 18 inches long. So that's great because it's graduated and it should hang a little bit longer at your neck. Now, I have a very long strand of the tortoise shell. "32 inches long, to be exact. The beautiful box clasp. I know everyone, including me, loves the sound of glass beads. This is a double strand. With the longer strand sitting at 24 inches. And a beautiful gold filigree clasp. They're almost a elongated bicone shape. With no apparent nibbles. And very soft. The edges are soft like butter. I love this necklace. It is quintessential Art Deco. Cherry tang orange balls and crystal on a chromed out chain. I offer extenders with my necklaces because many of them are shorter. This one's 16 inches, and that's fair. But you could have it longer. Everyone loves Sabina Glass on my channel. And this is a vintage piece of Sabina Glass set into silver. And on a slippery snake silver chain. The pendant with the bail is nearly 2 inches on a 16-inch chain, but I can swap the chain out for you if you wanted something a bit longer. If you know me, you know I love amber. This to me screams 1970s with this flattened curb chain. Etruscan round roped portrait amber. Baltic, of course. And a very nice box clasp. And this bracelet, at the moment, is just 7 inches long. So unless I have it altered by my jeweler, which I can do, it's going to fit the smaller wrist. I wear 6 3/4 and it fits me fine. This bracelet is incredible. Check open backs. A warm amber, almost like a Madeira citrine. Crystal set with folate and filigree links. And the nicest thing is with a spring ring, so we can always, the old spring ring, we can always add jump rings to it and make it longer for you, because this one just fits me as well at 6 3/4. We also love rock crystal quartz here at Killer Queen. And this is 24 carats of Harlequin cut. And I love Harlequin cut. Oval rock crystal quartz. And this one I believe will fit up to from a 6 1/2 inch wrist to a 7 3/4 inch wrist, the way it is. We can always alter it. Ice cold, like rock crystal quartz is, and stunning. I'm not sure if I've shown this before. I call it the time capsule amber. And it's layers of amber that are encapsulated in silver. I love pieces like this. It's almost like a tapestry or a mosaic. And that comes on a snake chain. And is 2 inches long. I'd say just almost a 1/2 inch wide. I've shown this once or twice before, and it's not for everyone's taste, because not everyone wants to wear hundreds of millions of years old fossil. These are fossilized ammonite. And they're set on Starling. This bracelet is quite long, and I think it's unisex. It's a bit opaque. It could be worn by a man or a woman. Because it's just over 9 inches long. It was always a bit too big for me. Since we're on bracelets, we'll do these. These look like Cairngorm citrine, which are Scottish citrine. The bracelet is Scottish, I believe, and Victorian. Late 1800s. It has a box clasp with a safety. And it cleverly fits into that last portrait stone. This is going to fit a smaller wrist at the way it sits. It's snug on me at a 6 3/4. people were smaller. It might have hung off of a Victorian lady's wrist. This is another piece I'm not sure that I showed. The Czechoslovakian Millefiore. It's just the most gorgeous red. At the moment, it only sits 14-inch drop. So I think an extender is in order for most. Now the only condition is there's a teeny tiny amount of wear at the clasp and a couple little dark spots in these stamped links. But this is over 100 years old, so I would say condition is fantastic. There are a few new cameos in. She is actually set in a low carat gold. And even though she looks Victorian, I believe she's Art Deco. She's an Art Deco girl masquerading as a Victorian. Now, I believe this one is older. And it's more rare to get a subject with scenery. This lady is definitely Art Deco with her Etruscan rope. And this lady, I think she's 1940s or maybe even 1950s, but she's also set in 9 karat gold. And she is a shell cameo and a pendant, a brooch and a pendant. This is modern, but it looks very deco to me, and that's why I had to have it. And it's a much larger size. I wear a 7.5. Oh, sometimes a 7 to an 8.5. I have rheumatoid and osteoarthritis, so I swell. But this thing's huge on me. Or I'd keep it. I love it. It is huge. It is a statement. It's turquoise, sterling silver, and gilt. Well, this ring I've had on all day because I love to watch an opal. This is, of course, a triplet, which has rock crystal quartz set on top of it and a host rock set underneath of the opal. But they're actually more secure set as a triplet. It's set in sterling. It is a very classic 3-stone size. It's sterling with gilt, with gold over. My jeweler won't take sterling down, so this can only get larger. And I knew it was too big for me because it sits at a 9. But if you're a 9 or above, because he will go larger, this has all the colors of an October sky. Goodness, we're nearly in October. There are a couple rings. Now, this one I showed briefly on Friday. And I have the candle out for a reason. So hopefully you can watch these rose-cut diamonds dance in the candlelight. The ring's from the late 1800s, and it's 15 karat gold. And it's fully hallmarked. Well, currently, oh gosh, I think this one is a 7 or 7.5. It's pretty generous, actually. 7.5. But it can go up a bit. This is a new one in. It's the Canterbury, the darker sapphires. Set with white zircon and 9-karat gold. If you're looking for a reasonable but pretty and sparkly ring, she's quite pretty. Oh, size. Currently a 6.5. Okay, you probably can see it in shot, but let me pick it up. It's rock crystal quartz, set in gold with diamond accents. Let me find something with print. This little jewelry box will do. Of course, everything is upside down and backwards. It's a stunning cabochon orb of rock crystal quartz, and it's crystal clear. It looks like a crystal ball. And you can probably hear my neighbor's children. Oh, real life. This, of course, is an Edwardian moonstone. A large Edwardian moonstone. You don't quite often find them this large unless they're older stones. Has a very sizable band as well. And it, too, is completely hallmarked. Right now, this ring's at a 5.5, but just the way it's sized, it can go up quite a bit. This is the most recent Art Deco ring. And it's a gorgeous oval Lemony Citrine. Perfect for autumn. Nearly the color of a sunflower. Just a couple more pieces to go. The Victorian amethyst paste, which is crystal, that are white and purple. But it's a beautiful sterling brooch. And this is Victorian aesthetic, 1860s to 1880s. I think that's going to wrap up the Sunday haul. Don't forget to catch Lucia's Splendors at 3 p.m. Pacific this afternoon. And don't forget to catch me, Dana Store Coats and Killer Queen Vintage, Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the live haul, sale, and auction, and everything in between. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for stopping in.